Don't worry. Okay, so let me just start with this. I have been fighting myself a little lately. Not in public, not loud, but quietly. The kind of self-doubt that shows up in the middle of work, in the middle of trying. The kind that whispers, you're not doing enough. Or, why doesn't it look like success yet? It's been showing up in different ways. Telling myself I don't have a job, when literally running a consulting firm that I built is a job. Worrying about money when the truth is I've got food, I've got shelter, I've got peace. You see, the negative thoughts still creep in. I've had days where I didn't want to look in the mirror, days I was riding my assault bike for an hour, not out of motivation, but simply trying not to mentally spiral. But what's wild is every time I start to question myself, life responds. People, conversations, tiny moments, they all remind me you're doing exactly what you said you would. For instance, the other day, a client said, "Thank you. Thank you for making space for me to be seen." It wasn't a testimonial. It was a reminder that the work that I'm doing with the Johnson McKenzie Consulting Group isn't just a brand. It's an offering. It's sacred, even if it doesn't always feel profitable. And it's not just that one client. Another got a job, another gave me feedback that helped me reframe my service list. All of it, little notes from the universe keep going. Then a friend told me, you gotta move bold, be audacious. So I stopped overthinking. I built a one-pager, then a capability statement, didn't wait for permission, just sent it. And the very next day, a former politician from an old county hit me up. He asked me if I could support something he was working on. I let him know that I no longer live there anymore, but I shared my one pager. I shared that capability statement. And soon thereafter, he invited me onto a podcast. And literally the next day, one of my homeboys texts me, "Now we got to get you on a podcast," not even knowing that he had already, I say he the Most High, had already position that. That's when I pause, because sometimes you pray for a sign and don't realize it's already in your inbox. Then I hit up my cousin. I said, "Okay, I got the momentum. Let me get some shirts printed with my new logo on it." And we started catching up and we started talking. And I said to him, "Hey, I'm still figuring this out. I don't have a job yet." And he goes, "Bro, that's not the focus right now. You'll get a job. You're supposed to be doing this work." It wasn't the most super deep conversation, but it hit because it's not about waiting to feel official. It's about trusting where you are right now. Another client told me, "I think God removed your distractions so you can focus." And I heard that. I really heard that. Right? All of these folks, from friends, clients, families, mentors, they weren't just talking, they were echoing something deeper. And I'm right where I need to be. And even in the missteps, like missing a call with a friend, I had to learn how not to beat myself up. I blamed myself, thinking I wasn't prioritizing them. Then when we finally connected, she told me she didn't even have it on her calendar. Where am I going with this? We were both just stretched. And I was walking around with unnecessary guilt. You see, that's been a theme too. Over responsibility, over apologizing, over correcting for things that weren't even my fault. It is exhausting. So I'm learning how to stop. Learning how to stop making up stories in my head about what I think people are feeling or thinking about me. I'm learning to ask, to check in, to stop assuming, to trust that if something's wrong, I'll know. And if not, I don't need to carry it. And yeah, there was this moment I saw this post online about looking in the mirror and saying, I love you. Saying I love you 10 times. As I'm watching that, people in the comments were like, oh man, I tried it and I cried. And I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna cry, I'm good, but I did it anyway. And by number 8, I broke. I broke. Because I needed to hear it from me. You see, that cracked something open. I say all this not for some dramatic takeaway, but because if you're going through a season where it feels like you're rebuilding, where you're not sure if it's working, where you're showing up and still questioning, I see you. You're not alone. You're not lazy. You're not behind. You are just human. And honestly, that's enough. So for whoever needs to hear this, including me, don't worry. Don't rush. Don't shrink. Keep moving with love, keep moving with honesty. And when doubt creeps back in, look in the mirror and say, I love you. Say it again until you believe it. And again until you believe it. And then get back to it. Because what you're doing matters, even if it's quiet. Hell, even if it's slow. Even if you're the only one who sees it right now. I've said this and I'll say it again and again. You've made it through everything so far. That's not luck. It's evidence. So breathe, refocus, and remind yourself you are still here, and that counts for something. I appreciate you. Thank you for listening.